Hey folks, Boogs here. Time for another Armour Brief video. It's been a while, so thanks for sticking around. Now today, I'm talking about a new vehicle that has been included in the newest update for Squad that saw the addition of the People's Liberation Army faction. The vehicle in question is the ZTZ-99A main battle tank. Before we get started, I'd like to say that it's likely some of the vehicle stats will be changed in the near future. The reason for this will become clear after watching this video. Now, if the changes are substantial enough, then we will make another Armour Brief to keep you updated. Right then, on to the stuff that you're all here for. First up, let's take a look at the vehicle's speed. Its top forward speed is 80 km per hour, so top in its class. And it is the same as a T-72B3. Now remember that phrase because I'll be saying it a lot. In reverse, the tank can go 12 km an hour, which again, same as the T-72, but this is slower than most other MBTs. However, in real life, the ZTZ can do 30 to 35 km an hour in reverse, so this is one potential change we might see in the near future. Next up is armament and munitions. The ZTZ-99A has the same 125mm main gun as a T-72 and can carry a total of 43 rounds. 15 of these are armor-piercing fin-stabilized, 12 are heat, 12 are high explosive, and it can also carry 4 anti-tank guided missiles. These ATGMs perform the same as the Russian Reflex that is carried by, you guessed it, the T-72. The secondary gun is a 5.8mm coaxial machine gun, which is complemented by 2,000 rounds of ammunition that do not need to be reloaded. And now for the commander. We have a 12.7mm RWS that has a 450 round box of ammunition. This also does not have to be reloaded. Now, while the caliber is the same as the T-72's commander's gun, the ZTZ has more ammunition and, again, like I said, does not have to be reloaded. Now let's take a look at the turret performance for the ZTZ. This turret can be rotated a full 360 degrees in 12 seconds, which works out to be about 30 degrees per second. This is on the slower side when compared with other main battle tanks in the game. Its reload time, 8 seconds, is also on the slower side. But, surprise surprise, these specs are the same as the T-72. In real life though, the autoloader on the ZTZ can change rounds in 6 seconds as it uses an upgraded autoloader. This is one change we might not see coming to the game though. However, it is worth pointing out that if this change were implemented, it would make the ZTZ the fastest reloading main battle tank in the game, beating the Abrams by half a second. Now on to the vehicle's health and supplies and any other important stats. The health and supplies are pretty much the same as any other tank, besides the T-62. That is, it has 3,000 health points and can carry a total of 50 ammo. The ZTZ has a crew of 3, and the commander is blessed with an unobstructed 360-degree view. Because of its autoloader, the ammo rack is in the form of a carousel in the center of the tank, which is the same as the T-72. The engine is also in the pretty standard location at the rear. Now, the depression of the gun barrel is poor at -5 degrees, although in real life this is not the case, and it can depress down to -10 degrees, which would bring it more in line with NATO tanks. As such, this is another change that we could potentially see coming in the future. As you could imagine, this poor depression is detrimental to vehicle tactics as it limits the slope you can place your vehicle on. It is also something you must consider when pushing over hilly terrain, as it will take you longer to crest a hill up to the point where you can get your weapon on target. Next up, we'll discuss the armor profile of the vehicle. This is where we are likely to see the biggest changes to the ZTZ in a future patch, since its current armor model is seriously messed up. The areas marked in green are the ones which are penetrable and expose the ammo rack to damage. The areas marked red are penetrable but do not allow any damage to the ammo rack. Shots to the orange areas deal less damage than to the red areas, but still do not do ammo rack damage. Anything uncoloured in this image is impenetrable and will either bounce or deal 0 damage. Now with this current model, you should be aiming for the red areas as they are the bigger target than the ammo rack, and you will also be able to disable the turret. Okay, on to the gunner sights. But here we have an issue with parallax up to about 300 meters. This is the same issue that we see with the sights on the Leopard, where the gun will shoot slightly to the right at close ranges. Take note of the small black dots here on the screen, which should give you an idea of where to aim when using APFSDS at 300 meters or below. And after that, the sight is accurate. Right, so let me give you my overall opinion of this vehicle. So, in its current state, we essentially just have a broken T-72 with significantly worse armour. It also offers nothing different to any of the tanks. Typically, the idea when playing tanks is to get in a hull-down position to prevent the enemy from having shot at your lower plate. This is not the case with the ZTZ, as your turret has terrible armour. You should instead consider playing with your hull exposed, as so to entice enemies to shoot your lower or upper plates. Now, keep an eye out for armour model changes though, as this will mean you will need to shift back to the typical tactics. Any changes like this are large, and so we will include them in a new video about the ZTZ-99A, if they do happen. Alright folks, that's it. Thanks for watching. Now, as you can see, we've made some changes to the layout of our armour briefs. Please consider leaving your feedback in the comments, and remember to drop us a like and subscribe to us if you want to see more of our content. Our next video, next week, will be on the PLA ZBD-04 infantry fighting vehicle, so please stay tuned. Thanks again, Boogs out.